Hey guys, it's the WalterFootball.com After Dark Show for February 23rd, 2024. Going to be talking about some picks for offensive and defensive player of the year for the 2024 NFL season. We were supposed to be going live with Quacky T. Tom, unfortunately, was not available tonight. He had a work conflict, but he's going to be here Saturday instead of today. So we kind of flipped the episodes that we're going to be doing. I was going to do this episode on Saturday. So doing this now on Thursday, and we're going to do the show with Tom on Saturday instead of Thursday, which is going to be a little interesting because on Saturday I have to get a tooth extracted. It's my second one, unfortunately. And that's going to be like around noon. So I should be fine, but yeah, it's not going to be in pleasant conditions there. So hopefully I'll be good to talk. But if not, Tom will have to do some of the heavy lifting. So yeah, well, I guess we'll see how that goes. But yeah, please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video, visit the link in the description for the merch store. All that would mean a lot to us. If you really want to help support the show, we have super chats. Like I always say, YouTube ads pay nothing. Like it's really pathetic. It's like $1.50 per episode, which, you know, back in the day, you could at least buy a couple of McDonald's cheeseburgers, but not now. You could buy like a quarter of one. So yeah, please consider donating with super chats. That really helps us stay afloat here and keeps the show going. So hey, Mike, how are you? Hope everyone is going to be joining us late. This is an hour past when I wanted to start. I had to take care of something, so apologies for the late start. All right, so I think this is a small screen, so let me zoom in here, and hopefully that's better. Let me see. Yeah, I think that's better. Cassandra says, no one to fault you for not streaming the day of the tooth extraction, Walt. Well, I want to do the episode with Tom. I'm excited to do it. I want to see if he's seen the first two episodes of Game of Thrones. And I always like chatting with Tom anyway, and I know that he looks forward to it as well. But I guess we'll see. Like if I'm in really rough shape and I can't talk, then there will be no episode. But I don't know. I've had my tooth extracted before, and like it's like the eating part is the worst, obviously, and like obviously, like you know, you're gonna be in pain, but like they're gonna have like you know, some numbing effects and some pain relievers. So I should be. I don't know. I should be okay. Like I don't know. This is my second one. Like I said, I've gone through it before. So, yeah, we'll see. Like I said, like if I'm in rough shape, then I won't do it. But I'll keep you guys up to date with that. So yeah, I think you guys can see this. So Christian McCaffrey here is the favorite 5-1. Then Tyreek Hill plus 650, Justin Jefferson plus 650, CeeDee Lamb plus 850. Those are the four favorites. I wouldn't bet any of these. I mean, like if you're gonna say like just blindly, who do you think is gonna win Offensive Player of the Year? Like it's probably gonna be one of these four, but the odds on these aren't very good. And you know, like one injury causing some of these guys to miss like 3 or 4 games is gonna knock them out. I mean, like Tyreek Hill, it's a perfect example of that last year. Like he was on pace for 2,000 receiving yards, and he missed the game, and just kind of actually he missed the game, and then he was injured for a couple games after that. So it kind of it prevented him from getting the 2,000 receiving yards that he was hoping for. So I think like something you could do if you really want to bet one of these guys is like early in the year, if one of them has a bad game, you might be able to get better numbers on them. So you could do that. McCaffrey's a tough one though at 5-1. He managed to stay healthy for the most part last year, but he's a guy with an extensive injury history. So I don't know if I'd be betting him, especially coming off like a long playoff. He just might be worn down at this stage. Alternate Tylenol and Advil. Yeah, it's a good idea. I remember this suggestion. I think we'll do that. Yeah, it's my teeth are in rough shape. I actually need 2 teeth extracted. So I have one extracted here on my left side, and the one next to it needs to be extracted as well. I need an implant. Those are super expensive. So you know, haven't gotten one there yet because I needed the next one extracted anyway. And then I need one on the right extracted too. It's a headache. And then my dentist is like, well, there's one at the top too that's not looking great. So I guess like the moral of the story is don't drink soda, which I'm doing now. I guess I don't listen to my dentist. Actually, my dentist is retiring. This is a new guy, but he said the exact same thing. My wife is always like, oh, you should get a second opinion because my dentist too is like um she like I feel like great lady. She's always like, oh, your teeth are really bad, and my wife's like, how could they be that bad? And so I have a new dentist now who took over her practice, and he's like, it feels like he's even more pessimistic about my teeth. So it's not great. Not great, Bob. All right. This next player, Jamar Chase, 12-1. He's pretty appealing. At 12-1 seems like a decent number for Jamar Chase. Like I feel like he should be priced alongside some of the top guys. So I think you're getting a decent discount with Chase here. Especially if T. Higgins leaves and Tyler Boyd. Like it feels like Chase is going to do more heavy lifting. And if Joe Burrow can stay healthy, like Chase can certainly win Offensive Player of the Year. So 12-1 seems pretty decent. He gets a Kyron Williams at 22-1. I feel like there are a lot of mouths to feed in with the Rams. I mean, you have Puka Nacua, you have Cooper Kupp, and Stafford loves getting the ball to them. Kyron Williams could score a ton of touchdowns though, and he was awesome like when he was healthy. So you want to bet Kyron Williams 22-1. I think that's fine. I don't love the number, but I think it could definitely work. Jonathan Taylor 25-1 is pretty interesting. He missed some time. He was holding out, and there's some sort of injury, and then he came, and then he was splitting touches with Zach Moss, and then suddenly he wasn't, and then he got hurt, and then he came back, and then he looked pretty good. The Colts offensive line is great, and like I feel like with Anthony Richardson coming back, I think there's going to be defenses are going to not be able to pay attention to Jonathan Taylor as much. And remember, like Taylor didn't play with Anthony Richardson because Taylor was holding out when Richardson was playing, and then Richardson got hurt. So I'm kind of interested to see how those two work together. I guess like the one concern is that like Richardson might steal some touchdowns from Taylor. But if you wanted to, I think 25-1 is like pretty decent. Jermaine Gibbs 25-1. I love Gibbs as a talent, but like David Montgomery's still there, and I think Gibbs is going to get more touches than Montgomery did. But it's still a concern that Montgomery is going to take some of the workload. So I would not bet Gibbs unless like Montgomery goes down. That Gibbs would look great, but then again, like Gibbs's number is going to fall if that happens. Amon-Ra St. Brown 25-1. Yeah, you can bet him. I don't know if he has like the touchdown upside to get there. So I'm not in love with that. Saquon Barkley 30-1. He's a free agent, so we don't know where he's going to go. But you could bet on the upside. Like, what if he goes to like a high-powered offense? Like, I want to say the Bills, but they're like $55 million over the cap. Like, I don't know. I don't even know like which team he could go to. Like maybe the Ravens or something. If he goes to like a high-powered offense where he's going to have a lot of opportunities to score touchdowns, Barkley's gonna like that. Those odds are gonna fall like 30-1. Like in an ideal situation, like he could fall to like 15-1. So I think like Barkley right now 30-1 seems like pretty good. I don't know if I'd bet it, but I kind of like the number. Puka Nacua 30-1. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he set rookie records. He was awesome. So I don't hate it. I just like I said, like there are a lot of mouths to feed with the Rams. Like Cooper Kupp is not going to go away. Kyron Williams is going to like siphon a lot of the touchdowns. So it's pretty tough. Matthias has sent 5 units of Najee for Offensive Player of the Year. Arthur Smith loves non-talented running backs and gives them volume. Well, what if it's like Connor Hayward? Like what if he turns him into like a permanent fullback and like gives him the carries? Like I could see that. No odds for him, Matt Araiza. Yeah, he signed today. What was it? The Chiefs. Long overdue. Like he should not have been a free agent for this long. It's pretty ridiculous. Let's see if we can find one we love. Bijan Robinson 30-1. See that I feel like that because Arthur Smith is gone. I feel like this new coaching staff is going to get the ball to him more often. And like the fact that he's less than Gibbs doesn't quite make sense because I feel like he's going to get more touches than the Gibbs. Tyler Allgeier's still there, but like that was Arthur Smith's guy. Like then this Zach Robinson, who's the new coordinator, like he's not going to have any allegiance to Allgeier. So it feels like Robinson's going to get all the touches and he could have a huge year. I like this 30-1 on Robinson. Jalen Hurts and Justin Fields are 30 and 35 to 1. Josh Allen's 35 to 1. Lamar Jackson's 35 to 1. These are the four quarterbacks and grouping them together. Usually, offensive player of the year goes to a running back or a receiver. Now, that's not always the case, obviously, but it feels like if these guys are that great, they're probably going to win MVP. And if so, like I don't know, they're probably not going to win offensive player of the year. So usually goes to like the MVP usually goes to the quarterback, and the offensive player of the year goes to the running back receiver, because I feel like the voters feel bad for the running backs and receivers because they never win MVP. It's usually the quarterback. So I don't like them. But then we get to Breece Hall 35 to 1. Like this, I love. Breece Hall was so good at the end of last year. Like he was posting like Marshall Faulk type receiving numbers. Like it was incredible. And like he was coming off a torn ACL. Like he was not even. I guess he was like a full year recovered, but like to start the year, he was not a full year recovered from a torn ACL. Like now he's going to be 2 years recovered as of October. And so like he's going to be a full strength the entire season. The offensive line, you presume, is going to be better. Like I can't imagine they don't improve the offensive line. Aaron Rodgers is going to be back unless he quits football for some reason. If he goes like on a vision quest and like decides he doesn't want to play football, like he's going to be back. And so Hall's going to be in an opportunity to score a ton of touchdowns. He's so great with the ball. Like he can go the distance anytime he touches the ball. I can see Hall like definitely winning offensive player of the year. 35 to 1. That seems like a great number. Like this is my favorite bet, I think, thus far. And I can't imagine anything being better. Richardson, 35 to 1, another quarterback. No, like he could maybe win offensive player of the year because, you know, I feel like it would be tough for Richardson to win MVP. You know, because I don't expect the Colts to win the division, but yeah, he could get there. I think that kind of makes sense. I just, you know, at 35 to 1, I'd rather bet Breece Hall. Garrett Wilson, 40 to 1. He's another Jet who should explode. Like I loved Garrett Wilson in fantasy last year, and then, you know, Rodgers went down, the fourth player of the year. So like Wilson didn't really produce as well as, you know, he could have. But yeah, I mean, he could have an amazing season. And so I think that 40 to 1 is a pretty good value bet with Wilson. I would just rather get Hall at 35 to 1. AJ Brown, 40 to 1. There's some like speculation that he could be traded to the Colts. I saw those rumors. If he's back with the Eagles, he could win offensive player of the year. Like he in the first half of the season last year, he was on track to like almost beating out Tyreek Hill. Like everyone made a big deal about Tyreek Hill's season, like that the fact that he was on pace for 2,000 yards. Like in the first 8 or so games, Brown was like right behind him. Like there's not much of a difference. So Brown has the talent to win. And if you're comparing like Brown 40 to 1 versus Hill plus 650, like I'd take Brown like any day of the week with that number. But again, like he could be if he traded the Colts, his receiving number is going to go down because like Richardson is, well, first of all, he only has a handful of stars, and second, you know, Richardson I feel like is actually it's interesting. I was about to say like Richardson is going to steal goal line work from Brown, but that's what Jalen Hurts does now anyway. So maybe actually I'm talking myself into Brown a little bit here if he's traded, but I don't know. I don't think he's going to get the receiving volume with the Colts. The Colts are a run first team with Jonathan Taylor anyway. So, and the Eagles are definitely not a run first team. So yeah, I wouldn't bet Brown at 40 to 1 if he gets traded. Now, if he remains with the Eagles, I think it's a pretty decent value. Devon Achane, 40 to 1. If he stays healthy in the entire year and gets work over Mostert, sure. But like, what are the odds that that's going to happen? Like 40 to 1 is not high enough. Devontae Adams, 40 to 1. He's like well into his 30s. And his quarterback right now is Adrian O'Connell. Like, I mean, that's going to change. We just don't know who the quarterback's going to be. If it's Kirk Cousins, like there's a chance Adams gets there. But again, like he's entering his 30s. He's like close to his mid 30s now, I think. I don't know how old is he? He's like, I think he's like 33 right now. No, he's going to be 32 during the season. So I'm a year off. But yeah, 32 is usually the year that receivers fall off. But I mean, he's going to begin the year at 31. Like he's still have a really good year. Like I'm not going to say that he can't do it. But I'd rather just go elsewhere. Is the coordinator still Hackett? Yep. Yeah. So maybe I think Breece Hall is kind of safe. Like, I mean, Hall was like, again, he was posting like crazy numbers last year with Hackett. So like he could definitely get there, but I can see your concern for sure. Offending penetrator of the year. Yeah. John says, I'm not betting any player on the Hackett. I understand that. But again, like a Hall was great last year, even with Hackett. Sanders, you read my mind. Tom is off two timing with Linda tonight. Yeah. But yeah, definitely for sure. We need to have a conversation with Tom. Cheating on Linda here. So if Tom's listening and he's like confused, it's a joke about this morality test that we took. Because I'll explain it to Tom on Saturday, but we actually, it'd be fun to take that test with someone. I don't know if Tom would take the test or Kenny, but it would be fun to take the test in one of these episodes, maybe on like a wild card Wednesday or something. Yeah, it'd be fun. Anyway, let's get to the rest of these. Jordan Love, no cookie. Jordan Love, 45-1. Again, like I don't want to take a quarterback. Joe Burrow, same thing. Debo, 45-1. Feels like he's like too much of a gadget player to win. Like there's some games where he just does nothing. I don't think he's consistent enough to get there. Mahomes 45-1. Again, no quarterback. Herbert 50-1. Michael Pittman Jr. 50-1. He's a free agent, so if he goes somewhere else, he could get there. He was a receptions machine with Minshew. I don't know if he's going to have the same sort of impact with Richardson, but I like Michael Pittman Jr. a lot. He's a really good player. Just don't know the situation next year. Rachaad White 50-1. I don't want any Buccaneer. I think they're going to be worse next year with Canales gone. Nick Chubb 55-1. I bet Nick Chubb to win Offensive Player of the Year last year. I can't remember what number I got him at. I want to say it was like 25-1 or something like that. Actually look it up right now. I got Nick Chubb at 18-1. So it wasn't as great. So I got him at 18-1. I really liked it because Kareem Hunt was gone. The Browns have a great offensive line. I thought with Deshaun Watson having an entire offseason to get better, I thought that could elevate the Browns offense. And Chubb went down in week 2 of the season. So kind of ruined that bet. But he's 55-1, which seems like great value compared to 18-1 last year. The problem is that he's coming off a torn ACL, and I don't want to bet any running back coming off a torn ACL. So I'm not gonna. It's great. Like if Chubb were completely healthy at 55-1, I think that'd be a no-brainer. But he's not healthy. Dak Prescott 61. Again, no quarterback. Cooper Kupp 60-1. A bit over the hill. This could have been good a few years ago, but again, the Rams have a ton of mouths to feed. Stephon Diggs 60-1. I think Diggs was dealing with an injury late last year in the second half of the season because he had a great first half. Second half, it just fell off a cliff production-wise. But if he was dealing with an injury, I think this is a good buy low for him. 60-1 seems like a good value. I just feel like with the Josh Allen, though, like he's going to take a lot of touchdowns too. So that's the downside with Diggs. So I don't think he gets there, but I just think the value's pretty decent. Metcalf 60-1. I'm kind of bearish on Seattle with Pete Carroll gone. Don't know what to make of them, so I'd pass on that. Then you have some quarterbacks here. You have Caleb Williams, Brock Purdy, Kyler Murray 60-1. Don't love those. Rashee Rice 60-1. If Kelsey continues to disappoint in the regular season like he did last year, Rice could get there for sure. He's going to have more experience now. It's tough to see Rashee Rice like outgaining like the likes of like even AJ Brown is 40-1. Like, is he going to outgain Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase, or Tyreek Hill? Like, I don't see it. 60-1 is like a bit appealing with Mahomes, but man, I don't know. I don't think I can do it. Kelsey 65-1. He did not try hard at all last regular season. And coming off a back-to-back Super Bowl, do you think he's going to try hard in the regular season this time? I don't think so. Pass on that. Tony Pollard 65-1. He was coming off a broken leg last year, so that's why he disappointed. He's a free agent. If he goes to a team, or if he stays in Dallas, I think Pollard could have a huge year, coming off now that he's healthy and not coming off the injury. So 65-1 seems pretty decent, actually. I don't hate that. Derrick Henry 65-1 is he's probably gone from Tennessee. If he stays in Tennessee, you can't bet this. In fact, I don't think you can, I can't bet Henry's at this stage of his career 65-1. I think this there's too much price memory here. Like Henry a few years ago would have been obviously much his odds would have been much better than this, or lower, but still, like, it seems like not high enough for someone who's his age. Raheem Mostert is he's like 33 now. Don't bet on a 33-year-old running back to win offensive player of the year. You have Trevor Lawrence, Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones 675-1 is Aaron Jones last year when healthy, he was awesome. Now he was barely healthy. I think he had like 5 full games last year. But he was great in those 5 games. And now AJ Dillon is going to be gone. Probably he's a free agent. It's going to be the Jones show in 2024. And like, if you're high on the Packers, I think you have to be high on Aaron Jones to win offensive player of the year. If he can stay healthy next year, he's definitely going to be in the mix. So 75-1, like, I think that's the best value we've seen, not counting like Breece Hall or anything. Travis Etienne 75-1. He could get there. The Jaguars need to improve their offensive line. I don't know if they're going to do that, because they didn't last year. Actually, their offensive line got worse last year. But if they improve their blocking, then I think that he could win offensive player of the year. I'd rather bet Aaron Jones though. Let's see. John says I wouldn't bet Diggs with Joe Brady as coordinator. It's fair, I guess. But like, I don't know. I mean, he was playing hurt last year. I don't think they utilized him like they wanted him to. So, well, I guess we'll see. Stanley's asking, hey, Walt, do you think the Giants should retain Barkley and franchise McKinney? Man, I don't know. Like, retaining a running back who's it's kind of like exiting his prime almost at this stage. Like, was he? Saquon Barkley was how old is Saquon Barkley? Let's see. He's 27. He just turned 27. And running backs like in their late 20s, early 30s, like they tend to fade. If you could resign Barkley to like a 1-year deal or maybe like a 2-year deal, like I think that's okay. I would not give him a long-term contract. Like giving him like a 4-year deal with tons of money, I think would be a huge mistake. Now, like, it's tough. Like I could see like franchising him. I think that would make sense. Retaining McKinney is huge because he was so good last year. But yeah, I mean, Barkley's so talented. I just don't think the Giants are close enough to a Super Bowl to warrant that sort of money that they're going to have to give to him. Because if you think about it this way, like by the time the Giants are good enough to compete for a Super Bowl, Barkley is going to be 30 or so. Maybe 29, but like I think he's going to be 30 by the time the Giants get there. And, by that time, he's not going to be even close to what he is now, talent wise, just because like, running backs over 30 just decline. So it's a shame the Giants didn't trade Barkley when they had a chance because they could have gotten something for him. They could be in position to land a quarterback, but they aren't now. So they're gonna have to go with Daniel Jones again. And then like, do they improve their offensive line? I assume so, but like this team just has a lot of holes. So I like Barkley's a free agent, so you can't trade him anymore. So maybe you just eat the departure and get a 3rd-round comp pick. I think that's what you do at this point. But like I said, if you can re-sign him to like for 1 year or something like that for a contract that makes sense, I think you do it. The problem is like, if I'm Barkley, I assume that I'm getting a big deal somewhere else. So I just don't see this like ending favorably for the Giants. Like either they overpay Barkley and make that mistake, or they lose him. So I think that's what's going to happen. I just want to bet. John says I want to bet Ridley on principle. I mean, you have to kind of know where he goes, though. He's a free agent, so I don't. It doesn't sound like the Jaguars want him back too. But I get that. Giants and Steelers seem like teams stuck in the middle. Saints. I put the Saints there too. I agree. I like these teams could like somehow get quarterbacks. They'll kind of get out of the rut that they're in. But I mean, how do the Steelers do that? I guess like Justin Fields or something, but I'm not even sure he's the answer. So let's see if we could find some long shots here. We have Okay, Joe Mixon 75-1 makes no sense. Like there are rumors that he's gonna be gone. I picked up a Chase Brown legendary Rainmaker card just for that. Chris Olave 75-1. Um, I like Olave. I just don't see him doing it. Deshaun Watson, no thanks. James Cook, I don't know if he has the volume to do it. Austin Eckler is he was a shell of his former self last year, but like not so much in week one. Like week one, he was great, and then he got hurt. So I think he was hurt the entire year. Now he's a free agent. We'll see where he goes. Like if he goes to the Ravens, that'll be kind of interesting. Because like they're gonna run a lot. I don't know. But like he's kind of older at this point. I don't know. I don't think I'd bet that. Kenneth Walker 75-1. Again, I'm pretty bearish on Seattle, so I'll pass on that. Nico Collins 75-1. Kind of curious to like what Tank Dell is because I'd prefer Tank Dell over Collins. Let's see if Tank Dell is even listed. Tank Dell is 150-1. I don't think he's gonna win, but that's kind of interesting. It's an interesting number. All right, let's see. Isaiah Pacheco 75-1. That's okay. I think the number needed to be higher. DJ Moore is 80-1. We'll see what they do at quarterback. Like there's going to be a rookie quarterback there. But I mean, DJ Moore had some amazing games last year. And remember, Justin Fields was out for several weeks. So, yeah, I don't. The DJ Moore 80-1 seems okay. Cortland Sutton 81, no. Keenan Allen 80-1, way too injured. Alvin Kamara 80-1, way too injured. Matthew Stafford 101, no thanks. There's your Kevin Ridley 100-1. So if you want to bet that, John. T Higgins 100-1, he's a free agent. We'll see where he goes. If you think Higgins is gonna go to like Kansas City or something, like maybe you take this bet. But I don't think he's going to win it. Amari Cooper, 100-1. I think he's in his 30s now, if I'm not mistaken. Amari Cooper, let's see. Amari Cooper is, yeah, he's going to be 30 in June. So I don't know. I don't think I want to bet a 30-year-old receiver, to win Offensive Player of the Year, especially one playing with Deshaun Watson. Josh Jacobs 120-1. He's a free agent. Again, another running back is free agent. If he goes to a favorable situation like Baltimore, like he's going to look pretty good at 120-1. Again, like I'd rather just bet Breece Hall at 35-1, but I think that like it's okay to take one of these flyers or one or two of them. Just hope. But so if you want to take Jacobs and hope he goes to a great spot, like you could definitely do that. Marvin Harrison Jr., the rookie. I mean, Harrison Jr. is great, but like, I don't take a rookie at 120-1. Terry McLaurin playing with the rookie quarterback, no thanks. Devontae Smith. If AJ Brown leaves, this number looks great. Devontae Smith, because we saw what Smith was capable of last year when Brown was out. Like, look at the playoff game against the Buccaneers. Like, you're going to see much more of that if Brown is gone. Now, I mean, Brown has to be traded for this to work out, but like you could take this as a speculative bet, and I think it makes sense. Devontae Smith 121 is, I think that's my favorite number I've seen above 100 so far. And I'd consider betting that just to see if Brown is traded. So anyway, DeAndre Swift 120-1. I can't count on him staying healthy. Same thing with Keaton Mitchell 120-1. Pickens 130-1. No. Jalen Waddle 130-1. If you think Tyreek Hill is going to get hurt, then go for that. Jaden Reed 130-1. I like Jaden Reed, but no, I don't think so. Jane Daniels 130-1. Brian Robinson Jr. Brandon Ayuk. I'm just going to read off these names. I'm going to stop at something I like. James Conner, Montgomery, Dobbins, Gus Edwards, Michael Penix Jr., George Kittle, no, Geno Smith, Josh Downs, Christian Watson, Mark Andrews, Jordan Addison, Malik Neighbors, Tank Dell 150-1. It's not bad. He looked so good last year, and he got, I think he broke his foot or something like that. Or no, I forget what happened, but like I thought that Tank Dell would be eligible for the playoffs had the Texans used up all their eligibility, IR eligibility. But I think that if they didn't do that, if they didn't put him on permanent IR, like I thought he could have been back for the playoffs. I could be mistaken, but that's what I read, I think. or I don't know. Maybe I was like hallucinating when I read that, but I thought I read that. Um, so like he should be 100% by the season. That's my point. So yeah, I think he's great. Again, but like I just don't see him outgaining Chase and Jefferson and Hill and all those guys. Whereas like Devontae Smith at 120 to 1, like he could do that. Like Devontae Smith is a phenomenal talent and he has experience and he's playing with the veteran quarterback. And like unlike Tank Dell, like he won't have anyone to compete with if AJ Brown is traded. Whereas like Tank Dell is going to have to compete with Nico Collins, and if like Nico Collins goes down or something like that with an injury, then Tank Dell is suddenly going to look like amazing. Um, so we have Drake May, Hawkinson, who's coming off an injury. Don't bet that. Drake London, Chris Godwin, Sam Laporta. I don't think this is going to go to a tight end, but Laporta looks interesting. Kind of looks interesting, 150 to 1. Jalen Warren, Russell Wilson, Singletary, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Ramondre Stevenson, Goff, Bo Nix, 150 to 1. Let's see. I'm just going to scroll down. Let's see. I'm not seeing anything here of interest. I mean, when you get to these numbers, like you're not going to find anything. So, yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I don't see anything down here. So, like the best number, the two I like over 100 are Tank Dell at 150 to 1, and Devontae Smith at 120 to 1. Like with Smith, hoping that AJ Brown's traded. But otherwise, I think the best Aaron Jones 75 to 1 is probably my favorite flyer. And then my favorite bet is Breece Hall 35 to 1. I love that number for Breece Hall. If you're going to take a favorite, I think Jamar Chase 12 to 1 is pretty good. Hoping that Higgins and Boyd both leave. If they return or if like one of them returns, it's not going to look as good. I guess if Boyd comes back, it won't matter. But I saw a report saying Boyd's probably going to be gone. And then you have Higgins. I don't know if the Bengals are going to pay him. They could. Like if that happens, then you're kind of SOL. But I think that Chase at 12 to 1 right now is looking pretty good considering like there's a good chance that Higgins and Boyd both leave. But again, like at Breece Hall 35 to 1 is my favorite number. John says Harrison Jr. is interesting, but rookie hasn't won this award since the Carter administration. Yeah, different times too. So yeah, I wouldn't count on that, especially if it goes to Arizona. Like, do you trust Kyler Murray to stay healthy to give him that award? I just don't. All right, let's switch to defensive players. Like this is gonna be tougher to bet. I feel like. Again, I wouldn't go with one of the favorites. They have Parsons plus 550, Nick Bosa plus 650, TJ Watt 7 to 1, Myles Garrett 7 to 1, Max Crosby 7 to 1. Those are the five most likely to win, but you're not getting good numbers here. And if they miss a few games, then you're not going to win this. So I'd rather go with one of the higher guys. And you have Hutchinson 12 to 1, Josh Allen from Jacksonville 17 to 1. Josh Allen had so many sacks last year. He could get there if he wins the sack title this year. 17 to 1 seems pretty good. Hutchinson seems okay too at 12 to 1. Will Anderson 25 to 1 is kind of interesting because what do you have, like 9 sacks as a rookie? Now he's going to have experience. The Texans are going to have more leads because you assume CJ Stroud's going to get better. Especially with Tank Dell coming back from injury. And also I would assume the Texans are going to fix their offensive line. I understand it's going to have a chance to get way more sacks. So it's kind of looks appealing, I think. Chris Jones 30 to 1. He's a free agent. He said he's going to be back to Kansas City, but like it's kind of like in the the heat of the moment there, like during the parade. Of course, he's going to say that during the parade. I don't know. Like, what if a team gives him so much more money than Kansas City will? So, if he goes to a worse team, it's going to be a lot tougher for him to win that. Montez Sweat 30 to 1. I think the Bears are going to be really good this year. So I think Sweat's a decent bet. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Kyle Hamilton 35 to 1, Fred Warner 35 to 1. They're both great. I just think it's going to go to a pass rusher, if anything, but they're both really good players in the middle of the field. So don't mind that. Daniel Hunter 40 to 1. Hassan Reddick 40 to 1 is interesting. So the Eagles, I think the Eagles are going to bounce back this year, especially with Vic Fangio coaching up the defense. And yeah, I think that they're going to fix their secondary. Like it's not going to be nearly as bad as it was last year. So the defense is going to be better. I think there are going to be more coverage sacks, and that just means Hassan Reddick's numbers are going to go up. And Reddick is just so talented. I think 40-1 on Hassan Reddick is really good. It's not like the great value that Breece Hall is at 35-1, but I think it's like really good value, like 40-1. I think I consider betting that. Trey Hendrickson 40-1. I think that's fine. Brian Burns again, like decent numbers, 40-1. I don't think he's gonna win it, but he could. Kayvon Thibodeau, 45-1. I just don't trust the Giants. Jalen Johnson, 50-1. What's the last time a cornerback won Defensive Player of the Year? See, I guess like was Sauce Gardner? Did Sauce Gardner win it? It's 50-1. I don't know if Sauce Gardner won it or anything, but like I actually want to see the Defensive Player of the Year awards all time. I'm kind of curious the last time a cornerback won. So Sauce Gardner didn't win. Oh, Stephon Gilmore won in 2019. Let me pull this up for you guys. Okay, so yeah, this is like mostly edge rushers, or pass rushers. You have Myles Garrett, Nick Bosa, TJ Watt, Aaron Donald, all defensive linemen. Then you have Stephon Gilmore. Then you have, or I should say, not defensive linemen, just like front seven guys who get to the quarterback. Aaron Donald, Khalil Mack, JJ Watt, and then Luke Kuechly. So in the past 10 years, you have all front seven players. Well, I guess like all edge rushers or defensive linemen, except for Luke Kuechly in 2013 and Stephon Gilmore in 2019. So you really want to take these edge rushers. It makes a lot of sense. So yeah. So last time a cornerback didn't win, who was Stephon Gilmore, who wasn't Stephon Gilmore, was Charles Woodson in 2009. And before that, when was that? Wow, you have to go back to 1994 with Deion Sanders. So yeah, like cornerbacks just don't win it. So I don't bet these guys. Let's see, Stephon Gilmore's last corner to win. Kansas City franchise Higgins. I think maybe I don't know if they want to. I don't know if they want to pay him a long-term contract though, so they may trade him as well. But. I don't know. We'll see what they do. I'm kind of always confused by the Bengals because they always seem like they're cheap and never spend money. And then like out of the blue, they'll spend a lot of money one off season and then they won't do it again for a few years. So like, I just don't know what they're doing. Any interest in Mac with the Harbaugh bump? Yeah, for sure. Let's get to some Chargers here. Here we go. So yeah, Khalil Mack is 60-1. Joey Bosa, like both Bosa and Mack, 50-1 and 60-1. I like that a lot. The Chargers are going to be a lot better than they were last year with Jim Harbaugh. So yeah, I would take one of these guys. Bosa has trouble staying healthy. Mack is getting older. I mean, Mack is coming off an amazing year, but can he do it again at his age? Maybe, but yeah, I think like a little sprinkle for both. I kind of like that, like betting $10 on each or something, like maybe like a quarter of a unit, like $25 or something like that on each. Like I think that could pay off. Yeah, so I like that suggestion. Rashawn Gary 50-1. Yeah, he's super talented with the Packers. Expect the Packers to be better. Bradley Chubb 50-1. Don't love that. Another corner, Jalen Ramsey 60-1 again. Like you can't bet these corner moves. Justin Madubuike missed him at 50-1. I don't love that. Aaron Donald 50-1. A little past his prime. Jalen Carter 60-1. Jalen Carter was amazing to start the year last year. And then he kind of faded. I feel like he hit a rookie wall. So like next year, there's a good chance that he's going to be even better, just with more experience and better stamina for the NFL. Like I think, especially with Vic Fangio there, I kind of like that as well. I'm pretty bullish on the Eagles, defense. Assuming that they're going to find some better cornerbacks. Like that has to be their focus this offseason. But yeah, with Fangio there, like things are going to improve anyway. So yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, I talked about Mac, Surtain 60-1. I don't want a corner. Matthew Judon 60-1. Yeah, just that Patriots team is just gonna be so dreadful. No thanks. Devon Witherspoon, 75 to 1 corner. Derwin James can't stay healthy. Roquan Smith. I want to go with an edge rusher or a defense lineman. Jalen Phillips, 75 to 1. It's okay. Josh Sweat, 75 to 1. I'd rather go with Reddick or Jalen Carter. George Karlaftis, 75 to 1. He's getting better all the time. Like I could kind of see him doing it. If Chris Jones leaves, though, there's gonna be a lot less. There's gonna be a lot more attention on him. Trayvon Walker, 75 to 1. Yeah, it's okay. I don't love it. Minka Fitzpatrick, 75 to 1. I'd rather go again. I'm just going to focus on defensive linemen and edge rushers. Quinton Williams, 80 to 1. Now this is decent too because Aaron Rodgers coming back. You expect the Jets to be a lot better. They're going to have more leads, which means Williams could do more damage. So I don't mind that 81. I think that's pretty decent. Clowney, 81. He's getting older. Wouldn't do that. Jonathan Greenard is coming off a great year. I don't know if he can repeat it though. Cornerback, I'll pass. Dre Greenlaw. Greenlaw's coming off a torn Achilles, so that's a tough bet to make. Dexter Lawrence, 100 to 1. Don't want to bet the Giants. Another linebacker, corner. Let's see. Let's try to find some edge rushers here. Leonard Floyd, 100 to 1. He's kind of getting up there in age. Let's see. Kobe Turner, 100 to 1. He's gonna get better. I just don't see him doing it. Diaby. Chase Young, no. He's a free agent, and he just hasn't lived up to the billing. Like he had a great one. Like I think it was his rookie year or second year. Like he was amazing, and then he got hurt, and he just hasn't been the same. Let's see. I'm not seeing anything else. Just gonna scroll here until I find something. And may not find something. Sam Hubbard, 130 to 1's okay. Leonard Williams, 130 to 1's all right. I wouldn't bet them though. Preston Smith, it's okay. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything up here. Jeffrey Simmons, 150 to 1 is really talented, but the Tennessee team's gonna be horrible. Let's see. Zadarius Smith is getting kind of old, 150 to 1. It's not great. Christian Wilkins coming off his best year. I just don't think he's that great. He's not great enough to win Defensive Player of the Year. Let's see. I'm not seeing anything down here. So I think what I'd like is so Jalen Carter, 60 to 1. I like the Eagles and the Chargers guys. Hassan Reddick, 40 to 1, and Jalen Carter, 60 to 1. Again, I think the Eagles are going to be a lot better this year. So under Fangio. So I like those guys. And then the Charger guys, Joey Bosa, 50 to 1, Khalil Mack, 60 to 1. Those are guys I'd bet. Because the Chargers are going to be a lot better with Harbaugh. He's the first real coach they've had since Marty Schottenheimer. So I like that a lot. So I think that's about it. So I think we have some good ones like Breece Hall, 35 to 1, Aaron Jones, 75 to 1, and then you have the two Eagles guys and the two Chargers guys. Those are the ones I'd bet. I'll make it official on the site in the coming days, like maybe by Sunday. I'll post official bets that I'm making. I'll probably bet most or all the ones I mentioned, the ones I like the most. Just stay tuned to that. And then, like I said, we'll be back Saturday unless I'm in severe pain. But I always look forward to the episodes with Tom because you never know where those conversations are going to go. And also I'm interested to see if he's watched Game of Thrones, and I want to get his thoughts on that too. We'll be back on Saturday in all likelihood. If not Saturday, then we'll be back Tuesday. We're gonna have a mock draft with me, Jacob, and Charlie Campbell's gonna be on. Tuesday's gonna be an earlier start time than usual. It's gonna be around 8:30 p.m. start time, maybe 8:45 at the latest. I know we're accommodating Charlie's schedule because he's gonna be in Indianapolis covering the combine. And so he didn't want to, he has to be up super early to cover the combine and talk to his sources. So I don't want to have him go to bed too late, than be on our normal crazy schedule or anything like that. So it's going to be an earlier start time than usual. So I look forward to that. And yeah, thanks guys for watching, commenting. Really appreciate it. Please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video. Visit the link in the description for the merch store. All that mean a lot to us. But yeah, I will talk to you Saturday, unless I'm really hurting, and then otherwise I'll talk to you on Tuesday. So yeah, see you later.